girls. All right, so, let me see. You're watching this on Tuesday, but I'm recording it on Monday. Okay, so today, Monday, our first day back at school, what I'm going to talk about right now, was a ton of fun. We got to spend 2 hours outside in the forest tracking, and it was great. All right, well, maybe not the whole 2 hours. 25 minutes of that was actually recess, where they just got to go on the playground and stuff. But the rest of that time, we were tracking and we were taking pictures and we were having sense-making discussions like we talked about yesterday or today afternoon during our Google Meet, okay? Because we had some kids with some different detective ideas. That we saw some tracks and some kids were like, oh, those are deer tracks. And other kids were like, oh, no, those are squirrel tracks, right? And it's really important to have those conversations. Who was right? Was it the deer track or was it the squirrel track? And we talked about what the tracks looked like, how big they were, how deep they were in the snow, and how bigger animals are probably going to be heavier animals. And if they're heavy, the tracks are going to be deeper into the snow, right? Whereas little animals are probably going to be a lot lighter, not weigh as much, and their tracks won't be so deep. It'll almost look like they're just walking on top of the snow, which is what we saw. So, we did a lot of tracking, and if you didn't get a chance to do that yet, I really urge you to go out and do it, okay? Because the rest of this is just not going to be fun unless you go and see tracks for yourself. Now, if you have some sort of a game camera, that would be amazing to set up outside in a place where you noticed a lot of animal traffic, right? A lot of tracks going back and forth, whether they're bird tracks or squirrel tracks or snowshoe hare tracks, all right? Snowshoe hare tracks are so cool looking. And I'm going to talk to you today about snowshoe hare tracks. I've already showed you once what they look like. They're in that video that I took of myself going out into the snow. It was a few weeks back, but you can probably find it if you go back on your virtual classrooms and rewatch that video. I show you snowshoe hare tracks, okay? They're really, really interesting. Now, we have snowshoe hare here in our school, and they are here in our towns. There are snowshoe hare tracks around my house where I live in Oakfield. There are snowshoe hare tracks over by the beaver pond, and I'm sure if you have a little bit of woods anywhere around you or at a relative's house, you probably have some snowshoe hare tracks there as well. All right, so what I would love for you to do today is maybe, if you get a chance, see if you can find some snowshoe hare tracks. Yep, you're going to have to find some woods somewhere. It's pretty cool though, once you find them, because they are everywhere. It's pretty amazing. All right, now, you'll know that there's snow. Well, I'm not going to tell you what they look like, okay? What I'm actually going to have you do is in a few moments, I'm going to have you watch this really quick video of a snowshoe hare hopping around in the snow, being very active. And what your job is going to be is to think about the structure of a snowshoe hare. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by structure, I mean, well, how is the snowshoe hare built? How is the snowshoe hare? How is their body? Does a snowshoe hare look like a person? No. Does a snowshoe hare look like a fish? No. Very different structures, right? Does a snowshoe hare look like a bird? No. Very different structures. Right? An alligator is structured very, very different from a snowshoe hare. So what I want you to do is today, of course, I would love for you to go out and do some tracking with your family, okay? But I'm going to have you view this video. of a snowshoe hare who's being very active and very adorable and doing all kinds of stuff. And then I want you to think about that animal's structure. Okay? I'm not going to give too much away here. I really want you to get as much detail as you can. Okay? Think about, if I were to say, describe an alligator to me, what would you say? Well, describe a snowshoe hare to me. What would you say? I can think of 25 different things to tell you right now. Okay, just by looking at one. What they look like, their size, their shape, everything. Okay, there's all kinds of things that you can tell me about. Very detailed too. So that is your job today. I want you thinking about structure. The animal's structure. Okay? Because once you've got a really, really, really good grasp on the way an animal is built, right, what it looks like and what it has, later on when we start talking about the way the animal behaves, what it does throughout the day and why it does it, just like the way you behave, right, the structure of the animal is going to give you an idea of why the animal behaves the way it does, okay? And then we're going to be able to go back to the same video and talk about the animal's behavior, but that's for a different video. So today we're talking about structure. Think about a beaver structure. Beavers have to do certain things, right, in order to live. If their bodies weren't built the way that they are to help them cut down trees and swim in the water and build dams and all of that stuff and scoop mud up with their claws and their paws, if they weren't built right, they wouldn't be able to do what they do in order to live. So snowshoe hare is built a certain way. Okay, and we're focusing on the snowshoe hare because I know that there's plenty of them everywhere. And I want you learning about things that are real and here now. Okay? You know, this time of year, a lot of schools are, learning about penguins and polar bears. But I'm like, why are we learning about penguins and polar bears when we can't actually see them and touch them for real like we could possibly do here? Maybe not touch one, but we could definitely see them here. Okay? So, structure of the snowshoe hare. And if you can, after you've discussed and figured out and learned about the structure, identifying their tracks are going to be that much easier because their tracks are pretty cool. All right? So that's your job. Have fun, and I will see you again soon. Bye.